Last part of RNA viruses. So we do have your first is Rhabdoviridae. So for the Rhabdoviridae, okay, rhabdoviruses are the family of enveloped, okay, single-stranded negative sense RNA viruses that infects a wide range of hosts, including plants, okay, insects, fish, and even mammals. So most well-known member of this family is your rabies virus, so which is caused by your Lysa, or also known as your Lysa virus, which causes a fatal neurological disease, specifically okay, rabies, okay, in human and animals. So rabies is almost universally fatal once clinical symptoms appear, making prevention through vaccination and post-exposure prophylaxis crucial. No, kaya if ever that you will be exposed in a rabid animal, or even not a rabid animal, just an animal scratch, bite, you should have your post-exposure prophylaxis. So later discuss natin kung paano ginagawa yung PEP na yan. Okay. So first genus that we have on Rhabdoviridae is your Lysa virus. So this includes your rabies virus, and it has negative sense single-stranded RNA. Okay. So the capsid is in helical in shape, and nucleocapsid is enclosed with lipid envelope. Okay, lipid envelope. And the shape is, tandaan nyo to, this is a bullet shape. Okay, bullet shape or conical virion with around 75 nanometer in size and 180 in length in nanometers. Okay? Envelope contains spike-like glycoprotein and mediates attachment to the host cell. So si glycoprotein niya, yung spike-like glycoprotein niya, that is utilized for attachment to your host cell. So rabies virus, genome, and protein. So the rabies virus, genome, proteins include 5 major proteins. So 5 yung major protein na meron tayo for the rabies that causes or usually are the responsible for those for the infection and manifestation of the patient. So first is your N or your nucleoprotein. This binds to RNA and forms the nucleocapsid. Next is your P or your phosphoprotein interacts with polymerase and helps in viral replication. And then next is your M or your matrix protein, which involves in assembly and budding. Okay? G for your glycoprotein, okay, mediates entry to your neurons by binding to your nicotinic acetylcholine receptors or your NACRH. HR, okay? NACRHR, okay? And nicotinic acetylcholine receptors, okay? And then yung L, which is your large polymerase protein. This is an RNA-dependent RNA polymerase, which is necessary for, again, viral replication. Okay, so again, N, okay, N, P, M, G, L. So wala akong mnemonics for this, but napa magala. Napamagala na yan, okay? Napamagala. Okay? Or napunta basta yun. Sige. Pag-isipan nyo ng other mnemonics. Pero you have NPMGL. Okay? But napamagala. Okay? Next, rabies is found worldwide. Okay? Except in few rabies-free regions such as in Australia, Antarctica, and some Pacific islands. Okay? It is endemic in Africa, Asia, and even in Latin America, wherein dogs, okay, mediate rabies remains a public health concern. And it involves countries with wild animals, such as bats, raccoons, and skunks, and even foxes, and which are the primary reservoir of this virus. Okay, as to the World Health Organization, estimate rabies cause approximately 59,000 human deaths per year, primarily in Asia and Africa. Okay, so here in the Philippines, kaya based on the new mandate in the Philippines, now your rabies is one of pediatric requirement or pediatric vaccination. Okay, included in your vaccination. Reservoir and transmission. So wildlife reservoirs such as bats, raccoon, foxes, skunks, and even mongoose. Okay? Domestic animals such as your dogs, cats, cattle, specifically in endemic regions, and in the Philippines, it is endemic. Kaya kailangan, we do have our animals vaccinated, and even us if we do have an exposure for that. Okay, primary mode of transmission is bite of an infected animal where virus-laden saliva enters the wound or even via scratch. Kasi most of the animals lick their paws. Okay, they lick their paws and on that way they transfer the virus on their paws and even scratches. Okay, with their claws could cause also virus transmission. Okay, other rare routes of transmission could be utilized as aerosolized virus wherein in bat caves, no? Highly viral concentration yan sa mga bat caves natin. Okay, organ transplantation. In cases where underdiagnosed rabies patient donates organ. So, yan, pagka nag-donate yung merong or possible na na-expose and hindi na-treat, yan, pwede mangyari sa organ transplantation. Mucosal exposure to infected saliva in laboratory. Okay, that could cause laboratory accident. Okay, so pathogenesis of the rabies, they enter and the entering and like the initial replication. So the rabies virus enters the body through skin or wound or skin wound and or mucosal surfaces such as your eyes and mouths. Kaya no, usually if you are keeping your pets no or having mouth to mouth with your pets, be careful. Make sure that they are vaccinated and you are vaccinated. So both of you needs vaccination, not only the animal but also you. Okay? So virus initially replicates locally in muscles near the bite site. So kaya nga no, if ever that you are being bitten by an animal or a rabid animal or even your domesticated animals, you need to have an injection or administration of the rabies vaccine near the site or specifically on the site. Kasi in order for you to be to eliminate the possible replication or matarget na agad nila yung virus na pumasok sa skin mo. Okay. From the muscle, the virus binds to nicotinic acetylcholine receptor at neuromuscular junction. Kaya nagkakaroon tayo ng neurological symptoms such as delusional yung pasyente, okay, fear of water, fear of air, fear of light, okay, photophobia, aerophobia, hydrophobia, yung mga usual manifestation na patient with rabies. Okay, pathogenesis of rabies. So, spreads to the nervous system. So, after nag-entry, nag-replicate, again, it will enter your nervous system. Okay, via your peripheral nerves. Okay, undergoes retrograde axonal transport to the central nervous system. And the virus moves at rate at around 100 to 12 to 100 millimeter per day. Kaya ano, merong patient na could manifest years after of exposure. Okay? So, matagal na sila nakagat, tapos hindi naman sila nagpa-vaccine. Pwede ba rin silang ma-manifest ng rabies? Okay? Kaya pwede magkaroon ng delayed onset of symptoms. It avoids a detection by immune system during this phase. Okay, so medyo hindi na-detect ng katawan natin na merong possible exposure ng ng rabies virus. Okay, next, sa CNS involvement naman. So, nakapasok na. So, once sa CNS, the virus rapidly replicates in the neuron, okay, of the brainstem, hippocampus, and even in the cerebellum. So, the Negre bodies, kaya nga ito, Negre bodies is intracytoplasmic inclusion bodies appears in infected neurons. And this one is also the hallmark when we do histopathology of your brain. Okay, those infected with rabies. Yan yung Negre bodies yung hinahanap natin. Okay, viral replication to neural dysfunction, inflammation, and even encephalitis. So yan yung mga yan na yung manifest na ng pasyente. Okay, next, peripheral spread and transmission. So the virus spreads via efferent nerves, okay, to peripheral tissue including your salivary gland. Kaya nagkakaroon tayo ng salivation, no? Pagka nakagat ng aso at nagmamanifest na with rabies, they could have salivation, and that is also the primary transmission if ever that you are exposed to a patient that is already a rabid one. Okay, kahit makagat ka niya, possible kang matransmitan ng virus kasi nga, no, they harbor your salivary glands. Okay, skin and cornea, and even the visceral organs. Kaya nga, no, possible yung organ transplantation na transmission for your rabies virus. Okay, so what is the clinical manifestation of the rabies? So first is incubation period, wherein highly variable, ranges from 1 week to several months, no? Even average of 1 to 3 months. Pero usually, no? Pero merong years na nakagat yun nga. Tapos tsaka biglang magmamanifest ng rabies symptoms. Yan, no? It depends on the bite of location. Siyempre, the distal. Okay, the distal to the brain, the longer period of incubation. But if it's proximal to the brain, like in the head, in the face, okay, in the neck area, yan, possible mas mabilis yung transmission niya to, or manifestation of rabies symptoms. Kasi nga, it is closer to the brain. And viral load, syempre, kung um, mas madaming virus na na-expose sa'yo, mas mataas yung chance na mas mabilis mag-replicate sila. And in your host immunity, syempre, kung immunocompromised ka, mas mabilis yung manifestation ng signs and symptoms due to your weakened immune system. So what you do have phases of your rabies virus. So first is your prodromal phase, wherein this is usually happens first to 10 days of after exposure. So non-specific symptoms such as fever, fatigue, headache, nausea, and even sore throat. And there would be pain or itching at the bite site, nearly rabies-specific site. So, pag makate, yan, medyo masakit yung bite site, possible, okay, possible na rabies na yun. Okay? Next. Okay, acute neurologic phase, so around 2 to 10 days. Okay, rabies manifests as either furious, okay, or paralytic rabies. So, pag furious, ito yung mga nagwawalang pasyente. Pag paralytic, naninigas na lang sila. Okay? So, pag furious rabies, around 70 to 80% of the cases are seen with this manifestation. No? Meron silang hyperactivity, yan, hallucination, hydrophobia, yan, nagkakaroon sila hydrophobia, fear of water, and aerophobia, fear of air. So, kaya hinipan mo sila, natapat sila sa electric pan, binigyan mo sila ng water, hindi na sila makainom. So, that is a hallmark or very, very classical sign of your rabies. Okay? So, episodes of agitation followed by calm periods. So, yan. No, mukhang laging ninenervyos, tapos biglang kakalma. Yan, yung mga manifestation ng rabies natin. And hypersalivation. Sinasabi natin naglalaway with foaming at the mouth. Naglalaway yung pasyente natin due to the pharyngeal muscle spasms. Okay? Hindi na nakokontrol. Since this is a neurological manifestation, since the affected area is the neurons and even the CNS, you would manifest several neurological manifestations such as spasm, muscle spasms, and specifically on your rabies is your pharyngeal muscle spasm that causes you to salivate. Okay? So paralytic or dumb rabies. So around 20 to 30% of the cases. So you can have flaccid paralysis, wherein it starts on the bite side. So if ever that you are bitten on your foot, mauuna magkaroon ng flaccid paralysis yung paa mo. Okay? Maninigas na lang yan. Hindi na mo na yung maikikilos. Okay? Ascending paralysis naman, resemble Guillain-Barré syndrome, wherein, ano nangyayari dyan? Weakened muna yung pinakadulo mo. So fingers muna, yung manghihina, fingers, paakyat yan, arms, hanggang braso, hanggang balikat, hanggang torso, hanggang ulo. O kaya naman from the foot to the leg, to the upper body. Okay? So, yan ang ascending. And then, coma developing more rapidly than furious rabies. So, mas mabilis yung paralytic rabies na magkaroon ng coma since manifestation niya is very fast. Then, another phase, and the last phase usually is coma and death. So, rabies progresses to respiratory failure, cardiac arrhythmias, and even death. Bakit nagkakaroon ng respiratory failure and cardiac arrhythmias? Usually, this is due to the muscle spasm. So, since your neurological system is involved, and there would be, muscle spasm, so maninigas, kaya may hirapan kayong huminga, okay, magkakaroon kayo ng abnormal heart rhythm, okay, and possibly death, okay? And once symptoms appear, this is nearly 100% fatal. Pag ganito na, usually wala na pag-asa. Mamamatay na lang yung pasyente natin, okay? So, yan. So, next is your, how do we diagnose your rabies? So, usually we do yung post-mortem brain biopsy na lang. So, since patay na yung pasyente, we do post-mortem in order for us to confirm possible rabies virus. Okay? And this is the gold standard. So, anong ginagawa natin? Direct immunofluorescence, which detects your rabies antigen and the presence again of your negri bodies in neurons that confirms usually the diagnosis of our patient. But also we could do antemortem test for suspected patient, but PCR is could be utilized on your saliva, CSF, or skin biopsy, or serologic test, no? May IgG, IgM for CSF and serum. But usually, since this the manifestation usually of rabies is very, very severe, such as with um, severe seizures, okay, and the behavior, the rabid behavior of your patient, nahirap kuhaan ng sample. Kaya, usually, kung ano yun yung manifestation, we really suspect it with rabies virus na agad. Okay, and tests are usually not done since yung manifestation nga is mahirap i-control. Okay? So, prevention and control. So, ito na lang pwede natin magawa sa ibang tao. Okay? So, prevention and control, first is rabies vaccine. To whom? First is to you. Okay? And to your animals. Okay? So, pag tao, we could have your pre-exposure, post-exposure prophylaxis. Okay? So, for pre-exposure prophylaxis or your PrEP for rabies vaccine, this is usually recommended for high-risk groups, specifically veterinarians, animal handlers, lab workers, and travelers to endemic area. But if you have an animal, may alaga kayong animal, pwede kayo mag pre-exposure prophylaxis. And that is very good for you. Okay? So schedule is 3 doses, 0, 7, and 21 or 28 days. So 0 is first exposure or first vaccination, then after 7 days, and then after 21 and 28. So pag prep, bago ka ma-expose, doon pa lang nagsasaksak ka na agad ng anti-rabies. Okay? In order for your immune system to recognize and to have anti-rabies also as immunoglobulin or immune response for possible exposure to rabies. Okay, next is your post-exposure, which is the one which is most commonly done here in the Philippines, the post-exposure prophylaxis. And this is, again, life-saving. Kaya may exclamation point yan, life-saving. It indicates all individual exposed to rabid animals. So, after being bitten or being scratched by an animal, you should have your post-exposure prophylaxis. Okay, so what are the protocols for post-exposure prophylaxis? Okay, first is immediate wound washing, wherein you should wash your wound, okay, with soap and water to reduce virus by around 90%. So, kaya yan, hindi yung pag sinasabi na matandang kuskusan nyo ng bawang, hindi yon nakakatulong. Usually, you should wash it. Wash it with soap and water. Okay? Wash it with soap and water. Then, you could have your rabies vaccine. Usually, for 0, 3, 7, and 14. Okay? 3, 7, and 14. And, 28 if immunocompromised. So, usually, 4 na dose, pero 5 pagka immunocompromised yung pasyente. Okay? So, upon exposure, pag nakagat ka, after 3 days, after 7 days, after 14. Yun lang yung usual. And, if ever, kailangan mo ng RIG or your rabies immunoglobulin or ERIG yung tinatawag nila usually. Only given only if not previously vaccinated, If wala ka pang vaccine dati, kailangan mo ng RIG pa rin. Then, specifically, ito yung sinasaksak doon sa mismong bite site. Okay? Doon sa mismong bite site yung sinasaksak ito. Okay? Pero kunyari, meron ka ng pre-exposure. You just need this one. Okay? The 4 days. 4 doses. Pero, usually naman, if ever within 5 years yung vaccine mo, pwede pa yun. Kahit 2 dose lang, okay lang yun. Okay? So, yan. So, prevention and control, mass dog vaccination. Again, your animal should be vaccinated. And, okay, oral rabies vaccine for wildlife. So, ito yung usually binibigay na lang sa mga animals na nasa forest. Okay? So, yan. So, category for rabies exposure. Okay, category 1, no risk, no PEP required, but PrEP is recommended. So, sino-sino yung mga nasa category 1? No direct contact with saliva or nervous tissue of potential rabid animals. Examples are touching the animal, nagpipet ka, nagpi-feed ka, Okay, being in the same area with rabid animal or even contact with intact skin, intact skin. Okay, possible lick of animal. So, yan. So, PEP is not not required, but again, PrEP is recommended. So, immediate wound washing if any doubts. And PrEP is recommended again. Category 2, moderate risk, PEP is required. Okay, post-exposure prophylaxis. Superficial contact with rabid saliva but no deep penetration on the skin. So, ano yung mga example nito? Minor scratches, abrasion, or leaks on the broken skin, niveling on the uncovered skin, yung kinakagat-kagat lang ng aso or ng animals nyo, no bleeding from the wound. Okay? So, akala nyo walang sugat. Pwede yan. It is already category 2. And post-exposure prophylaxis is recommended. So, immediate wound cleaning with soap and water. And again, rabies vaccine. No rabies immunoglobulin needed. Bakit? Kasi walang penetration. Okay? Walang penetration. Okay? If the patient was previously vaccinated. Okay? So, category 3, severe risk or you need full PrEP required. So, high exposure, deep wounds, yan yung sobrang deep ng kagat, mucosal contact, may bleeding, direct nervous tissue exposure. So, yung mga nagkakandak ng postmortem. Okay? Bite that skin, break the skin, especially deep, multiple, or near the head and neck. Lick or saliva exposure to mucosal membranes such as your eyes, nose, and mouth. Okay, exposure to bat saliva or aerosolized virus in bat caves, and handling brain and spinal tissue of rabid animal during postmortem testing. Okay, so PEP recommended. Immediate wound cleaning, again, with antiseptic naman, with alcohol or iodine. Okay, then rabies vaccine. Okay, 4 doses. 5th dose is required if the patient is immunocompromised. So, RIG, if the person is not vaccinated previously. Yeah. Okay? So, again, ito yung ina-inject sa site of bite site. Next is your Togaviridae. So, for your Togaviridae, the Toga family consists of 2 primary genera wherein you have your alpha virus and rubivirus. For alpha virus, they are usually known as arboviruses also, wherein they are arthropod-borne viruses. So, transmitted via mosquito. And sa rubivirus naman, they usually include rubella virus, which is transmitted via respiratory secretion and has no known arthropod vector. Okay, first is alpha viruses. Okay, alpha viruses is a single-stranded positive sense virus that cause variety of human-animal disease. They primarily are mosquito-borne and are known to cause encephalitis and febrile illness. So, major alpha viruses include, first is chikungunya, your breaking bone disease. Okay, breaking bone fever. Okay, causes chikungunya fever characterized by severe joint pain, kaya breaking bone fever, rash, and fever. So usually, same manifestation to kay dengue at kay yellow fever, but the hallmark of this one is very painful yung joints nila. Okay, kaya nga breaking bone. Eastern equine encephalitis virus or your EEEV, highly lethal virus causing severe encephalitis with high mortality in human and even horses. Your Western equine encephalitis virus or your WEAV, okay, causes milder encephalitis but still be severe in young children. In Venezuelan, equine encephalitis affects both human and horses, leading to neurological complications such as encephalitis pa rin naman yan. And then, Synbis virus causes Oclebo disease in Sweden, which is rash-associated fever in various regions. Okay? So the transmission is via mosquito bite and birds, with birds and rodents acting as the reservoir. So para siyang yung isa nating virus na na-discuss. Okay? Once in the human body, the virus replicates in the skin and lymphoid tissue, leading to viremia and usually characterized by febrile illness and neurological diseases, specifically your encephalitis. Okay? So, symptoms and disease manifestation. So, ano ba yan? So, it could manifest with fever, rash, headache, and fatigue. Okay? Encephalitic form, such as your EEV and WEEV. Okay? Causes severe brain inflammation, that usually manifests with seizure and even death. Okay? Arthritic form with your chikungunya virus that lead to long-term joint pain and swelling. Okay, prevention and treatment. No specific antiviral. Okay, you could just do supportive care. Okay, or symptom relief. Then the primary prevention is vector control. So we eliminate the mosquitoes as their 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 vector. Okay, this is the best prevention. And vaccine for equine encephalitis viruses are available for horses. Okay, horses but not to humans. Okay. Next is your rubri viruses or your rubella virus. So rubella is also known as your German measles. Okay. And it's a mild febrile illness in children but can have severe congenital consequences, specifically if pregnant women is infected. Kaya kasama siya sa torches. Okay? Epidemiology and transmission, unlike alpha virus, rubella is not spread by mosquito, so wala siyang vector, and the transmitted via respiratory droplet and nasopharyngeal secretions. So human are only the known host, and infection typically occurs in unvaccinated population. Kaya rubella is included in your MMR. Okay, measles, mumps, and rubella. Okay, clinical manifestation, usually mild fever, sore throat, and even Mali. Okay, pink to or light red maculopapular rash. Okay, starting on the face is spreading downward. Okay, so starting on the face and spreading downwards. Then you can also manifest with swollen lymph nodes, specifically on the behind the ears and neck. So merong lymphadenopathy. Okay, or kulane. Okay, joint pain, commonly in adults. Adults na. Pero pagkabata, hindi naman nagmamanifest with joint pain. The congenital rubella syndrome. So this is the one most severe consequence of rubella in pregnant women. Okay, which occurs in pregnant women is infected particularly in the first trimester. So first 3 months of the pregnancy, which can cause sensorineural deafness. Okay, this is the most common defect caused by your congenital rubella. Then congenital heart defects such as your patent ductus arteriosus or your PDA, ocular abnormalities such as cataract, glaucoma, and even retinopathy, and even blindness. Okay, mental retardation and developmental delays, and even Bloomberry mountain rash due to extreme medullary hematopoiesis. So how do we diagnose? We could do serological test for rubella-specific IgM or IgG. RT-PCR. So most of your viral illnesses could be identified with RT-PCR, or this is the most accurate one. Okay, viral culture from throat swab, blood, and even in urine. Okay, but not routinely done. Okay, prevention and treatment. No antivirals available. Supportive treatment can only be done, but we have your vaccine. So, measles, mumps, rubella. Okay, best preventive measure. Specifically, this is a live attenuated virus given at 12 to 15 months and a booster at 4 to 6 years old. So, not recommended during pregnancy. So, women should wait at least 4 weeks after vaccination before conceiving. Okay? So, kunyari, bago ka magbuntis, gusto mo magkaanak na magpabakuna. So, after 4 weeks, tsaka ka palang pwedeng magbuntis. Okay, next is your retroviridae. For your retroviridae, okay, comprises of envelope RNA viruses that primarily infects vertebrates. Okay, these viruses have unique replication strategy that involves reverse transcription, kaya nga retro, pabaliktad, that converts RNA genome into DNA via reverse transcriptase. So, yan yung enzyme na ginagamit nila, reverse transcriptase. This process allows viral DNA to integrate into the host genome, leading to persistent infection, in some cases, oncogenesis. Okay? Usually, nagkakos pa sila ng cancer. So, family classification. So, we do have subfamilies such as your Oncornaviridae or your oncornaviruses, primarily associated with cancer and leukemia. Next is your lentivirinae or lentiviruses. Okay, characterized by slow progressive disease, particularly your HIV/AIDS. So on your oncornavirinae, you could have your HTLV1 and HTLV2 or human T lymphocyte virus, 1 and 2, which usually causes adult T-cell leukemia and lymphoma and tropical spastic parapheresis. Okay? The transmission is usually same. Okay? Same yan with HIV. For your lentiviral HIV 1 and 2 causes HIV AIDS and the transmission for both viruses are blood transmission, sexual contact and vertical transmission or mother to child. Okay, transplacental transmission kaya kasama sila sa torches. Okay. So for the structure, they are envelope virus with a diameter of around 80 to 130 nanometer, which contains two identical single-stranded positive sense RNA molecule. And they have, again, reverse transcriptase, wherein this is important and DNA-dependent, RNA-dependent DNA polymerase. Okay, integrase is also common with this retroviridae because they incorporate their viral DNA into the host genome, which usually causes, again, your cancer or oncogenesis. Then, protease, essential for viral maturation. So, yan yung mga content ng retroviruses natin. And then, genomic organization. So, in genomic organization, retroviral genome contains three main genes wherein you have your GAG or your group-specific antigen, wherein it encodes core protein, specifically your P24, and P17 that provides structural stability. Okay? And you have your pol or your polymerase, usually encodes enzymes such as your reverse transcriptase, integrase, and protease necessary for viral replication. And your envelope, wherein it encodes glycoprotein such as your GP120 and GP41 for host cell attachment and entry. So, ito yung mga sinasabi natin na diagnostic criteria din natin for HIV AIDS dati. Okay? For confirmatory such as your Western blot. So, yan yung mga ina-identify natin. Your P24, P17, 120, and GP41. So, specifically, your lentivirinae. So, HIV 1 and 2. So, the structure and pathogenesis. So, HIV has a complex structure with GP120, and that binds to CD4 receptor in the host cell, and your GP41, which mediates with fusion with the host cell. Okay, so again, a target cell nila is CD24. And again, GP120 and 41 is present on your HIV 1 and 2. And they have reverse transcriptase that enable them to the conversion of viral RNA into DNA and incorporating it to the host DNA. Next, so the life cycle. So HIV cycle, of course, they need attachment. So they bind to the CD4 on T cells. Kaya ngayon yung target ng PrEP natin to cover your CD4. So your PrEP, okay, for HIV, ano ginagawa niyan? So ito kunyari si CD4 mo, ang gagawin ni PrEP, it will cover your CD4 in order for your HIV not to penetrate it and infect your CD4. So yan. Now fusion and entry, your GP41 facilitate fusion with the host cell membrane. And the reverse transcription, again, conversion of DNA. Integration, the DNA is inserted into the host genome via integrase enzyme. And the replication and assembly, magkakaroon ka na ngayon ng new viral protein. Okay? So, yan na yung bago mo. Then, next is budding and release. So, immature virions exit and mature via protease activity. So, mga important yung mga enzyme na pinagsasabi natin dyan. Okay. So, this is a graph showing your time course or immune response to HIV. And ano yung usually dinedetect natin. So, usually, yung for acute infection, ang responsible dyan is your P24. Okay, magkakaroon ka ng peak. Okay, and then sa latency naman, bababa yung P24 mo kasi latency and yung subclinical immune dysfunction. Then, okay, on the terminal or chronic stage, you would manifest skin and mucous membrane immune defects such as your Kaposi sarcoma. Kaya nga, on this phase na meron na kayong skin and mucous membrane defects such as Kaposi sarcoma, dito na natin na-identify na AIDS na yung stage ng HIV nyo. Okay? Hindi na. Yan. So, yan. Then, transmission, of course, sexual contact is most common. Okay? Unprotected specifically. Blood, kaya nga, no, we don't we promote pills for contraception, but we also promote safe sex with the use of your condom to prevent sexually transmitted disease such as your HIV. Okay? Blood and blood products such as in your IV drug users and transfusion. Mother to child transmission during birth or breastfeeding. Kaya nga, okay, transplacental transmission is very common. Kaya no, kaya kasama siya sa torches. Okay. Next. Stages. So, acute retroviral syndrome. So, you would manifest with flu-like symptoms and high viremia. For the latency or chronic stage, symptomatic phase, HIV remains in your body but shows no symptoms. Meron ka pero wala ka naman ng symptoms. And then, the last stage is your AIDS or your acquired immunodeficiency syndrome wherein your CD4 count drops around less than 200. CD4 count. Less than 200, leading to opportunistic infection and cancer and manifestation usually of your Kaposi's sarcoma as the hallmark of your AIDS. Okay? So, AIDS-defining illness, so opportunistic infection such as your pneumocystis pneumonia or caused by your pneumocystis jirovecii. So, and then the tuberculosis, common yan, candidiasis, and your CMV infection. Cancers such as Kaposi's sarcoma and B-cell lymphomas are common with your HIV patient, specifically in AIDS stage. And then neurological disorders such as your HIV encephalopathy and even your PML or progressive multifocal leukoencephalopathy. Next, your oncornaviridae. Okay. So for your oncornaviridae, your HTLV1 and 2 or your human T-cell leukemia virus type 1 and 2. So for type 1, this is known to be your first human retrovirus discovered and no previously ito din yung category ni HIV before being categorized as HIV. Okay, inunder siya dito. Okay, causes adult T-cell kasi nga, di ba? Si CD4 is a T-cell 1, so na-infection ng HIV and bumababa yung count kaya na-categorize pa siya as this one. Pero later on, nire-categorize siya or nire-classify siya as to HIV. So again, your HTLV1 causes adult T lymphocyte leukemia or lymphoma, so ATLL, and tropical spastic paresis, okay, endemic in Caribbean, Japan, and South America. Transmission again is almost same with HIV, blood and sexual contact, and vertical transmission mother to child. So long incubation period, so decades before symptoms appear. So almost same with HIV. So HTLV2 naman, less pathogenic than HTLV1 and associated with hairy cell leukemia and neurological disorders. Next, so how do we diagnose retrovirus? Usually, HIV testing algorithm is the CDC recommendation. Okay? Ito na algorithm na yung recommendation ng CDC. But we can also utilize ELISA. Okay? And then immunoassays to confirm infection type. And your NAT. Okay? Nucleic acid testing for inconclusive cases. So, for rapid test or rapid diagnostic algorithm, so RAVDA, this is the recommended one of CDC and we do have this now in your SACL or your sa San Lazaro, okay, which is your NRL for infectious diseases, specifically the sexually transmitted diseases. Okay, so San Lazaro Hospital. So URIPDA or Rapid HIV Diagnostic Algorithm is a testing strategy for HIV diagnosis using rapid test kit. Okay, and use the resource-limited setting where laboratory-based ELISA and Western blot is not readily available. Okay, it involves sequential rapid HIV test to confirm diagnosis and result is available within minutes. So, paano yan? So, ganito yung test niyan. So, it has 3 tests. So, first test is rapid test or screening test. If negative, the patient is considered HIV negative unless recent exposure is suspected, wherein she or he should be retest in 3 months. Okay? So, if positive naman, you will proceed to the second test for confirmation. So, kung second test ka na, okay, if negative sa second test, discordant result, So you will need further testing such as HIV ELISA and NAAT. And if positive, okay, you are now HIV confirmed. So pag negative, dito ka papapasok for third test. Pero pag positive, automatic you are confirmed. So pag third test naman, the tiebreaker test, if needed, okay, perform in the first and second test giving conflict response. So pag positive ang third test mo, you are HIV positive. At pag negative naman, you are HIV negative, but further testing may be needed in some cases, particularly if you are high risk. Okay? So yan, ito yung interpretation. Pag negative ka sa test 1, okay, negative ka na. Okay? Pag positive ka sa test 1, proceed ka to test 2. Okay? Pag positive sa test 2, you are now HIV positive. Pag positive ka sa test 1, negative ka sa test 2, kailangan mo pa ng test 3. If positive ka sa test 3, HIV positive. Pero pag negative ka sa test 3, okay, intermediate, further testing is required. Specifically for high risk individual. Okay? Okay. So, important consideration, the window period. Okay, a negative result does not rule out HIV if the patient was recently exposed and he or she should be retested in 3 months specifically for high-risk exposure. Post-positive can occur due to cross-reactivity, confirms with second rapid test. Kaya nga 3 tests or 3 segments yung RIVDA natin. And pag false negative naman, may occur in early infection and before antibodies develop. That's why, no, if ever na negative ka sa first test, you need to be tested again for 3 months. After 3 months. Then intermediate result. Indeterminate result requires further confirmatory testing such as ELISA, Western blot, or nucleic acid testing. Okay? And quality control ensure proper handling and interpretation to reduce errors in rapid test result. Of course, QC is very important to us. So, ito, ganito siya ini-interpret. Okay? So, pagka nag-negative ka na doon, pwede kang, this is now your additional test. Okay? Additional test for Western blot or the gold standard previously, the Western blot. So, now, pag nag-positive ka, okay, you could be differentiated into HIV 1 and 2. So, ito yung mga yon. Okay? So, pag na-detect HIV 1, positive ka for 1. Pag 2 naman, or both, pwede. Or, pag negative ka both, magpo-proceed pa yan sa NAT. At kapag nag-positive ka sa NAT, doon ka na positive. Pero pag negative ka with Western blot, negative ka na. Okay? At ano ba yung dinedetect natin dyan? Usually, okay, 2 or more HIV-specific bonds such as GP120, 160, and GP41. Okay, the core, P24 and P17, and the polymerase P66, P51, and P31. So, pag lumabas yung mga yan, at least 2 or more bands, you are positive for HIV infection. Negative result naman, okay, no bands present, indicates no HIV infection unless the test was done during window period. That's why you need to be tested again after 3 months. So, indeterminate result, 1 band is present, okay, or non-specific band appear, so possible classes, early stage pa. So, you repeat testing in few weeks or after 3 months. Okay, cross-reactivity with another antibody, kaya magre-repeat test ka for after few weeks to 3 months, and autoimmune condition that affects antibody response. So, they require further testing, follow-up testing, such as your HIV RNA PCR or 4th generation antigen antibody testing. Okay, so for the treatment, so we do have your HAART or your highly active antiretroviral therapy, wherein it involves combination of drug targeting different stages or life cycle of your HIV, such as you do have your reverse transcriptase inhibitor or your RTI, such as that blocks your RNA to rDNA conversion. Your protease inhibitor prevents viral maturation. Integrase inhibitor stops viral integration. And fusion and entry inhibitors that blocks the entry to the host cell. And this is the mechanism of action of your PrEP. Okay? So next, this is a miscellaneous virus. This is not RNA virus, but a miscellaneous one or additional one, your prions. And your prions are infectious protein that cause transmittable spongiform encephalitis. So hindi sila virus. Okay, infectious protein sila. A group of fatal neurodegenerative disease in human and animals. And unlike bacteria or virus, prions lack DNA or RNA. Wala silang DNA or RNA. Ano lang meron sila? Protein. Okay? Protein. Okay. They usually induce by misfolding the normal protein, okay, PRPC, into abnormal or disease-causing forms. Okay? So, yan yung mga nangyayari sa kanila. And then your PRPSC, proteins are highly stable, resistant to protease, and accumulates in the brain leading to cell death and tissue damage. So, ano yung mga human prion disease natin? First is your Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease or your CJD. Most common human prion disease. Okay? Approximately 1 case per million of people annually. And ano yung usual manifestation niya? Dementia, tremor, muscle control loss, and rapid neurodegeneration kasi nga ang ina-affect nito is still your CNS. The classic Creutzfeldt-Jakob occurs sporadically, okay, and can be inherited. And the variant linked with consumption of your BSE-infected beef. Kaya nga, mad cow disease ang tawag sa kanya din. Okay, mad cow disease. And your variants affect younger individual, average of age of 28, while classic is usually around age of 68. Another human prion disease is Hukuru. This is found in Papua New Guinea tribes, wherein they spread through ritualistic cannibalism, okay, consumption of another human being. Okay, symptoms usually uncontrollable laughter, tremors, and progressive neurodegeneration. Next is your Gritzman-Stausser Schenker syndrome or your GSSS, okay, inherited form of prion disease wherein manifestation is dementia, ataxia, movement disorder. So if you would notice, most of the manifestation is neurological since your affected protein is in the brain. And fatal familial insomnia, your genetic mutation affecting the thalamus leading to progressive insomnia, and of course if you lack sleep, it could cause death. Animal prion disease, so yan, bovine spongiform encephalitis, so ito yung mad cow disease, and this could be the variant of CJD. Okay, it originated in US and in UK in UK in 1970s and linked to contaminated animal feed. So peak is around 1993, 1,000 new cases per week, and linked to yan, variant CJD, human through contaminated beef consumption. Next is your scrapie, no, related to goats and sheep, similar to BSE but affects the nervous system of the sheep and goat. Next is chronic wasting disease on deer and elk. No, affects the mule deer, white-tailed deer, elk, causing weight loss and behavioral change, and even death. So the transmission, your prion disease have long incubation period up to 30 years. Kaya matagal yung possible na mag-manifest ka ng symptoms. Okay, no immune response or inflammation is triggered by the prions, kaya mahirap siyang i-detect. And misfolded protein, okay, induce normal PRPC protein to convert into disease-associated form, and accumulation of your PRPSC leads to spongiform or porous appearance of your brain, causing neurological manifestation. So, in summary of your RNA viruses, okay, these are the shapes of your RNA, single-stranded RNA virus. So, tandaan nyo, si Rhabdoviridae is bullet form. Okay, bullet form. Okay. Double-stranded DNA, such as your reovirus, and your single-stranded RNA, your picorna and calicivirus. So, this is the summary in a table as to their common virus example, nucleocapsid and shape in nanometer. Okay. And that's it. These are the reference for this lecture. Thank you.